Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Ogona and I here, and today we're going to be reacting to the craze that's happening currently that I hope is still happening when I post this video. The blue therapy. Is it more than 2 episodes?
It's just 2 years.
For now, okay.
I think the 3rd episode is coming out tomorrow.
Okay, so we're going to be reacting to the first episode. So please keep watching, like this video, comment, subscribe, share.
Like.
Okay, hit the notification bell. Thank you.
What would you like to start off with? I love you. You do know that, right? And I feel as though we've got different views of life. So to me, Paul is very image. He puts too much emphasis on how people perceive us as a couple, how he's perceived as an individual and how I'm perceived as an individual. Currently in our relationship, we're doing a lot of patching instead of really like fixing the issues.
Okay, Paul, do you feel the same way?
I'm literally blown away. Like, I haven't even heard this before. Do you want to give more context to what you're actually saying? Because I'm a tiny bit.
Okay. Paul, for example, has a lot of friends. He has affluent friends. He feels like he has to fit in, which he might fit in as friendship, but when it comes to finances, he doesn't necessarily fit in. So if we're looking at percentage-wise and when they go out and what they spend.
Should you be saying this thing about your partner?
Like,
but when I'm going
therapy, yes, it's therapy.
But
so,
then you know it's being televised.
But then if you don't say it, then it's not. If you're trying to get like, there are rumors that it's fake. But if it's real and you're first of all, if you're doing therapy, obviously it should not be televised. But if you're trying to have it televised and then get the actual like benefit from it, then you have to be as real as possible. So it is what it is.
They can afford it. We can't. But Paul will do it anyway. And then he'll spend the next week or 2 chasing the bag he's blown, which now leaves me in a deficit of love. So there's neglect going on in our household.
All right, so we literally just got here. Like, we haven't been here for 5 minutes. Choma's talking about finance to the bloody Denise, someone that we don't even know. Now, first of all, there is no man that's out there with multiple accounts, crypto accounts, high interest accounts, that's gonna sit down and show his girl his balance. So she doesn't even know the financial situation first.
So hang on, let me just let Paul speak regarding the image and the going out and chasing the bag, as Shoma just said.
You know what's interesting? I actually think she's right. But let me break it down for you. I'm happy and I'm humble enough to be the brokest man in a room full of millionaires. Do you know why?
Okay.
Do you know who would have the most to benefit in that type of situation?
You would.
So that's practically how I've been able to exponentially.
You know how they say, oh, you have to, like, there's this hack of, if you want to make money,
I don't get that.
And you're with rich people, you have to act rich. Don't look Don't look like you want help. Look like you.
There is sense to it, that means.
But then you don't have to stretch yourself thin. That's what I'm saying. You know your capabilities. So why are you trying to impress people?
That's what I just feel like most times you hang out with circles that you're comfortable with. I don't know how that works with elevating yourself, but then you obviously be stretching, because if they are going to $100K a night, if you want to be a mom.
But where are you getting that money from? And then you know that this is also a thing of probability. Sometimes these rich people can smell bullshit.
Of course,
they can see that you're just.
I get you. So you might as well just be honest,
right? Like,
might as well be honest. Yeah,
you should be honest, but then you should let them see that. This is what I'm going for. This place I am. This is not my best. Right? I'm trying to hit this thing.
Go up.
Do not now come and be gambling away, because you can be saying, oh, you're making investment, and at the end it's not going to help you.
True. I agree. Yeah.
Grow my income, basically.
He's taking the whole fake it till you make it to another extent, because at the end of the day, I'm not naive to know that you are treated how you're perceived. However, be yourself. With the whole spending above your means, should I say, yes, we can afford it. I'm not saying we can't, because he's the first person to speak about finances and we need to save and we need to do this and we need to do that. But As much as, I purchase nice things, Paul does a lot of the spending. And in the past, we've had situations where he's invested and there's been no returns. So I don't feel like I need to suffer at the expense of his investing and putting himself in positions to get deals when not all the time it works out. And we're together. Do you know what I mean? We're in a relationship.
She's even about you. She's saying, oh, she doesn't even have to suffer because he's making all this, he's punching above his weight. It's not about you.
But it seems like they are pulling their money together.
They aren't.
They are not.
Okay.
So it's just. But if you have a partner, and he's just spending money, like, won't you be worried?
That's what I'm saying. It's not that you are going to suffer. Don't make it look like a you thing. It's not your money.
But if you guys, let's say, guys plan to get married, your finances need to be in order and stuff.
But yeah.
We're not business partners. So I'm suffering for nothing.
Do you feel that it's an equal situation?
She just said she's suffering for nothing. Okay. So am I nothing?
That's not what I...
Okay, so me and my sister talk about this. I used to have this problem.
Of what?
Like when you're having an argument, I just latch onto something.
Yeah.
But actually, it's affecting me at that point. But then I noticed that in the long run, you're missing the big picture. You're focusing so much on delivery that you're missing the essence. So that's what he's doing. He's deflecting.
Yeah.
So now he's going to change. It's no longer about the main thing she said. He's now hitting on he said that nothing. It's very bad behavior.
It's like your comprehension. This is why we're here, because anytime I bring up at home, he dismisses it.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not comprehending what I'm saying.
Okay.
I've literally just explained it.
Yeah. Okay, look.
Out of everything I said, you got that bit. Like Paul's, he takes what he wants to take, he hears what he wants to hear, and he sees what he wants to see.
I'm not dismissing it right now, right? We're having a conversation. I don't know you from anywhere, but you're here. Let's have a conversation, right? So when we first started dating, she was happy with, the drive, the ambition, me taking, calculated risk here and there and gaining rewards. She's the first person to come and, say, oh, congrats. But then I've actually kept the same energy, and now it seems like she doesn't really have the same energy. So who is the person that's fallen off?
Okay, so in other words, I'm a hater.
Well,
because I still would celebrate your wins.
No, that's true, but the only thing is, let me give you an example, right? So literally, I have access to a good number of private members clubs. This is through the clients of mine. I train high net worth individuals, celebrities, you name it. Now, with these membership clubs, obviously it's not everyone that's, invited. And I feel like that kind of affects Choma, whereas before, if we were going to like a normal type of, average, maybe not average Joe, but, the usual, then I kind of be, oh, babe, come along. But when I'm actually, grafting and chasing the bag, as she said, I don't really feel like she needs to be present, and she actually doesn't have an invite anyway, so.
Okay, that's not what I'm not upset that I'm unable to come to the events that you go to and to the gambling places, because it's gambling, if you ask me. It's casino, isn't it? So the clubs you guys are going to and the money you're spending, some of it is gambling, all right? Because everything he likes to say is constructive. Clubbing is not constructive. It's not beneficial to our relationship or to him. Even places like that, he places too much emphasis on how they look at him. So you're out here doing the most, buying so many bottles, paying 10K for tables, and it doesn't make sense. I'm at home being neglected. When he comes home, he goes back to work. So my point is, you're putting too much emphasis on the way they see you. Why is that? You're supposed to be impressing me, not them.
So the type of people that I deal with, they're on another level, to be fair. They're high net worth and they work really hard for themselves. Now, for me to be able to kind of be that act of service for them, you can imagine how hard I have to work. If they're calling you, you need to answer. If they're sending you a message, whether it's a text or WhatsApp, listen, you need to be on point. I'm able to give them that service.
So I'm on my way for this social experiment and I'm quite excited. I'm happy that Jamel is using this initiative and wants us to be part of this. There's a few things that I do want to get off my chest, so it will be nice to speak to Jamel, speak to the therapist, and I'm excited.
Deborah, did you travel far?
I didn't actually. I live in Highbury in Islington, so it was not too bad of a journey, just about 20 minutes.
Oh, that's good.
So my partner's running late, I apologise.
Whose idea to come to the session was it?
It was Jamel's idea, but I'm open to it. I'm excited. You know, I want to see where we can take our relationship because we are, you know, been together a year now. So see, I don't actually understand how Jamel is late. He's the one that has brought me to this whole thing, and you're late. I'm sitting here, I don't know the lady, I look very stupid, and Jamel is late.
Here he is.
So,
Do you have an issue with lateness?
Late to partner.
Yes. You because of the late partner.
I'm not a late partner. I don't think there was a time issue. I don't think I've dealt with that.
Oh.
Was the traffic bad?
sorta, yeah.
Well, you're here now, so that's all that matters. Can I just start by asking you what brought you here and how long have you been together?
Do you want to take that?
No, ladies first.
We've actually been together for a year. I met Jamel at one of his fitness events. So my sister also does fitness, so they were doing a class together. And then we met, we started talking, and then now we're here.
Yeah.
So he has had therapy before, and he thought it was really good and helpful. So I feel like that's why I'm open to doing it.
And what are you hoping to achieve by the end? What's your goal coming to therapy?
I think to actually set some foundations and also blossom from this beautiful relationship that we've got. We started great. Relationships do have rocky parts, but it's nothing too big, I guess, to get over.
Just looking into your background, have you had many relationships?
This actually is my first relationship, but I have obviously dated in the past. But yeah, this is my first relationship, and yeah, going strong a year.
And what about you, Jamal?
This is my fourth relationship. Hopefully it's my last one, to be fair. So.
Mostly things are going well then?
I mean, to an extent, I think there's a lot that we need to work on. An example of today is Jamal's lateness. I work a 9 to 5, he does fitness, so our timetables already clash. But whenever we plan to go on like date nights or we go church together every 2 weeks, he's always late. When I address him, he's unable to communicate and explain like why he's late or give me a heads up for being late. So yeah, that's a problem for me. I feel like he's always late when it comes to something that we're doing. I don't feel like he respects my time. I don't think Jamel has ever been late to a client's Zoom meeting, but why is it when it's Deborah time, he's late?
My time management is not the issue. I feel like it's more down to communication. There's been several times.
Do you communicate that you're going to be late?
Of course.
What about last week when you were supposed to come to my house?
Yes, we changed the time before then. So Denise, this is the situation. So originally the time was for 8 p.m. Then I realized I double booked with another client. So I gave her that.
Yeah, that's already an issue. We had pre-planned that we were going to meet up because as of recent, we haven't been seeing each other as often because Jamel's taken on more clients.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
But we had pre-agreed that we were going to see each other on this particular day. Why are you double booking?
Things happen. Like, I do have clients across the pond.
Can I just ask a question? When you are going to be late, do you communicate that? Do you let her know?
No.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Okay, so the last time we invited me to your house, didn't I communicate with you?
I didn't ask you, do you have a time problem in a relationship? Have you experienced it? Who was always late? You? The person? How do you make you feel? Angry? Not
I'll cut an after speaker. It may scatter the mood
of the entire thing.
Yeah.
Minutes before the time that he's going to be late. That's inappropriate.
Deborah just always complaining about me being late. Like, she just feel like she's been controlling. Like, she doesn't take consideration of my time, where I'm coming from, what I'm doing before. She just wants to set the time and expects me to get there. They ain't gonna run.
Just for the record, how would you like him to change?
At the end of the day, I like his drive, and that's kind of why we're together. My point is, there needs to be a balance. I'm happy for you to grind. I'm happy for you to do all the things you do. But again, we're in a relationship. The problem with you is you think we're business partners. We're not. I need love as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got a business, I work, but I still feed you, I still love on you, but I don't get, it's not reciprocated.
Right, so hang on, Paul, do you feel that you're giving as good as you get in the love stakes?
Well, to be fair, I thought I did, but now I I'm thinking to myself, like, does she trust? Do you trust me?
What?
Yes or no?
I do trust you.
Okay. If you trust me and you trust my judgment, and you know that between the both of us, we both got ourselves to the position where we are, which is a better position than we were in, why would you not continue to trust the process?
Because you've eradicated the whole love aspect of our relationship. I'm a woman. I'm not wood. Do you understand? Like, I've got a heart.
Now, this is the problem that I have with women, right? Like, for example, with Choma and I, when we first started, she knows I'm hardworking. I was doing X, Y, Z, what I had to do, okay? Everything was fine. She was happy I've got a hardworking guy, okay, hug, kiss, okay, cool. Nowadays, when I'm coming back late, the same person's complaining, asking me where am I coming from? And I'm thinking, what? Fair enough, I don't work overtime and I'm doing other things on a different level, but I'm the same person, so why would you question it?
Can I just ask, what's the last loving thing you did for
Denise?
Yeah, Denise.
Look, we're not going to play the whole turn each other against each other. When's the last time you bought flowers? Look, forget about all of that. Let's get down to what it is now. Just to briefly go over this, right? As far as I understand, you've been called, or employed rather, to basically help us in our relationship to get better, right?
Is that not part of the relationship?
Okay. So, how do you think you're doing so far?
Okay, first, don't be rude.
It's a genuine question.
That's uncalled for.
It's a genuine question.
Okay, I can answer that, Shema, don't worry. The fact is that I'm here to enable you to see through the fog that may be there at the moment. I'm not here to give you an answer. I'm just helping you discover what's going on.
Okay. What's your success rate in terms of like couples that have been to your therapy sessions and have gone on to get married?
Well, I think you've already done your research.
I did research and I found out that a lot of people gave you good reviews. A lot of them have actually gone on to get married. A lot of them have resolved their situation. Be open-minded. I feel like people get results from you if they're open-minded.
Babe, she didn't answer the question. What's your success rate? I need percentages. I deal with figures.
I'm afraid I don't work in figures. I work in people. And when people come back, it's because they're seeing results. So as far as I'm concerned, things are working.
So if we came back to your session, that means it's working?
Well, you sign up for a certain number of sessions and then we discuss whether you need to do...
Oh, so there's more than one?
He's being very rude and I really don't understand why. She's just doing her job. I'm quite happy with the service we're getting so far, so I don't know why he needs to calm down a little bit because I'm getting irritated at this point.
You're being very dismissive. No. At the end of the day, Paul is making me feel less than, okay? He's very judgmental with the whole image thing. So if I don't do what he does, then there's a problem. One thing I'm not going to continue to do is be with a man, not saying that I want to leave this relationship, but I can't continue to be in a relationship with someone who makes me feel less than or makes me feel like I'm in the wrong every single time.
Babe, okay. If we're both kind of in line in terms of our goals and our visions, then I would assume that we'd both basically be on the same page. Is that wrong, Denise?
No, it's good when couples are on the same page, but are you on the same page?
Are you Oscar?
I'm asking both of you, do you think you're on the same page?
I feel as though we are on the same page with certain things, but again, as much as Paul says I like to nag, he has a lot of issues with things that I do.
Me and Jamel argue all the time about his phone and social media. He's literally in love with social media. There's this new app called Clubhouse. I don't know if you've heard about it. This guy loves the app so much. I actually wish the app was not invented. I would call Jamel after a long day and we haven't spoken for a whole day and he has Clubhouse in the background. Like, he'd literally call me on his MacBook so that he can have Clubhouse in the background and then we'll have a separate conversation. Like, that's just too much.
How does that make you feel when you've got Clubhouse going and you're on the phone as well?
I mean, if I haven't spoken to you all day, like, am I not important? Like, you know that I go bed early, so I'm literally gonna take 20 minutes of your time. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. But he has to have Clubhouse in the background. He has to be on stage. Everyone has to hear Jamel's voice. Like, it's really not that deep. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's that he's craving female attention. Am I not giving him enough attention? This guy always wants to be on stage. What are you chasing? What are you looking for? I don't understand.
It's really not that deep, to be fair, the way she's making it. To be fair, I would describe Clubhouse as like a podcast, really and truly. So I just listen to it as like background noise.
No, you don't. You're always on stage and you always have to make one comment or another.
I'm on stage, but it doesn't mean I'm always commenting.
Regardless of the fact.
Is Clubhouse important in your life?
Not more than Deborah.
No, I don't agree. Please answer that question honestly, please.
I said it.
So Clubhouse is less important than me?
No, you are more important than Clubhouse. That's facts.
I don't really agree, but that's fine.
You know what they say, it's a safe space, so it's an app full of fun and work, I guess. But I don't think it's about Clubhouse. I feel like Deborah she wants attention, I guess. So her being clingy here and there is cute, but she just needs to relax. I think she's getting a bit jealous, maybe.
How much time do you actually spend together?
I think when we first started the relationship, we were seeing each other quite often. Obviously, times have changed and shifted, and obviously our work schedules have gone busy. But now
Do you think you make time for me?
Yes, I do make time for you. As I said, like within reason, within our time schedules, obviously she knows mine, I've given her my rota. She knows when I'm busy and when I'm not, so you can obviously bob and weave in between.
So just explain to
Before, obviously, I'm across the pond, so I cover 8 different countries. Do you have an issue?
No, but like you keep saying you cover 8 different countries, we get it. Like sometimes you wake up at 6 a.m, sometimes you wake up at, we understand.
There we go. So obviously,
Like, he has clients
In 8 countries. So
she's like, I cover 8 countries and she's rolling her eyes.
So
That's really dismissive because you can see that this is what your partner takes pride in. It may not be really shit to you, but then not be
true,
started the
true. The same way you say being on stage is not that deep.
body clock, so I do get tired easily. And obviously, I'm exhausting a lot of energy. So I'm a personal trainer, nutritionist, and a brand marketer.
Do you feel that you make time for Deborah?
Most certainly.
I don't think he does. When we first got together, we were seeing each other up to 3 times a week. Now it's like once every 2 weeks. For me, I don't know if you want to spend time with me or not, but
Once every 2 weeks, that's poor now. If you're in a relationship in the same city.
Girl, let's be serious.
No, once in 2 weeks.
It's not bad. So they're busy. No, how often do you think it is?
Once in 2 weeks.
How
I
often
don't.
do you think it has?
No, you guys are in the same city.
Yeah.
At least
So if
weekend.
your boyfriend is in Ikorodu and you're in Ikoyi.
I want to make Korean and I don't think that's the situation.
No, but I'm asking.
Okay.
You don't even no. Both of them live far because even when they were coming, and this person said, "Oh, I live
Transition
on this
system in
side."
the UK is not like the same system in Nigeria.
Amanda, I don't think once in 2 weeks is poor.
It's poor. Me, I say
If
it's
you
poor.
guys are
You
in
didn't say
constant
once in 1 week.
communication, what's 1 week is a lot.
Once
When
in
do you
2
have time
weeks.
if you work a 9 to 5? When do you have time? Is it not weekend?
Weekends, yeah.
So every weekend you be seeing that person. It's a lot. Some weekends you just want to sleep.
It's been a while. Because I'm just here talking.
for me, that's like what is the relationship? I'm going to see you once every 2 weeks. Do you get what I mean? I love quality time, and you know that. And at the start of the relationship, that was what was happening. But obviously now there has been a shift, and that is what I don't like.
Okay. So Paul, just give me a little bit of your background. What business you in?
Yeah, answer the question, babe.
So what does my business have to do with the religion? Just asking.
I just wondered.
But what's wrong with him now? What's wrong with him?
You know, at the point here, whenever he opens his mouth, fuck, I just start laughing.
Because one boy has
He does the most.
some
He
be
does
like,
the
is this person
most.
for real? Of course, like even when they were asking about that,
Because he was so
obviously related.
dismissive of the whole therapy session. So he's not really paying so much attention.
He's just trying to hold on.
Yeah,
to
he's just
things.
trying to like
Scatter.
like everything.
Let me
you're
say I
saying is
told you
rubbish.
so.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to stick
That was
with
influencing the way
I'm
that
a
you deal
provider.
with life. Sorry?
I'm a provider.
What is it that you do? I don't understand. Just
Well, I don't see how this is going to help our relationship in the long term. This is the problem that I have, right? Look, with this Denise lady, I just feel like she's just asking lots of intrusive questions that doesn't really relate to the situation at hand. She's asking me, what do I do? Can I make money? That's what I do. Like, it's a silly question. What do you want from me? Do you understand? You're here for a certain purpose to help with the relationship. Do that. If you can't do that, then
why you find it difficult to just say what you do? Like, is it that difficult?
the whole point is she's here, right? And I got her here. We've been together for 3 years.
You got me here.
No, well, not here specifically, but I mean, you know, in terms of the journey, we've been together for a long time. I've managed to sustain our relationship financially, if that's the question you're asking.
No, I wasn't. I was simply wondering what motivated you and how you work together.
Without telling you too much, I literally work with high net worth individuals, influencers, celebrities, you name it, provide them with basically nutrition as well as fitness. I also run an IT business, which you know, I work with potentially really influencers, brands, yeah. More of the upscale, basically.
So you're a very busy man.
I am.
Even if there's nothing to do, Paul would tell his friends I've just done something. No, you haven't. Like, chill, relax. Like, you're not busy 24/7. Even the busiest person has time, Paul.
And do you do anything?
They want to always appear busy. Do you understand? Like, okay, you're not going to be on your laptop, or you're not going to work 24 hours. Because sometimes just say I'm resting.
It's okay. Let's not be that you're always working.
Hobbies that you do together.
Hobbies that you do together?
Aside from on our laptops in the same room, maybe. When we started dating, we used to like the same music. He was more fun. Now I don't even know who's sitting next to me, to be honest.
And how do you feel?
I think that's BS.
It's BS.
Look, music. I'm a Burna Boy fan. You
We
used
are
to be,
Burna Boy
but
fans. I need to say that. I know, but I'm not saying.
No, he's the person that you want to.
Yeah. Is it Paul? Is it Nigerian?
Yeah,
He's also Nigerian.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't feel like Paul is Nigerian.
The guy is in Nigeria, but the girl is.
Yeah. Okay, copyright.
I still like Burna Boy.
Wizkid, like that doesn't make sense. If you like something, just stick to, you know.
First of all, you've changed, babe. You didn't like what you liked 5 years ago. I know that because of the food, simply the food that you eat. Okay, so people change. I still like Burna Boy, but I prefer Wizkid. It doesn't mean that it has to be your way. This is a problem with you. Like, if it's not your way, it's the highway.
No, this is the problem with you. You don't keep the same energy.
What do we do together aside from work that is meaningful? Is that what you said?
Let me tell you what we do, right? Every 28 days, we have a couples review, right?
Oh,
so how the
hell.
couples review works is we basically, you know, go over our individual and collective plans, goals, targets, and we kind of, you know, make like a checkbox type of situation, and we mark stuff off, help each other out with whatever it is that we need help with, and it's worked basically in our relationship.
It hasn't worked.
So as we said before, obviously,
So he says that they do a couple review every 28 days. So they like see how far they've been going, what they need to improve on.
I felt like I wasn't brought up the idea, and I used like Bible. Yeah, but like something like that to be like, okay, I think it was that whole passage of like love. So like on this thing, where do you think we are? That kind of, but it was just once. I don't know.
That's fine.
I think it's a
This
different.
guy, yeah? Fitness instructor or brand manager because he hates
okay, well, fitness instructor or brand manager because he hates when I don't say it properly, all of that. So I have meetings all day, and so sometimes when Jamel messages me, I can't message him back as soon as. So his timetable, I'll say, it's more flexible than mine. I would message Jamel, and then he would message me back, and then, you know, I wouldn't respond in another 2 hours. And I know this guy's on his phone, like I literally saw him on Instagram, but because I had taken ages, because I was busy to message him, he would basically be matching my messages and take another 2 hours to message me.
Like with my partner, no, but I feel like I do it with me. I thought people would do it maybe because I didn't respond immediately. Then maybe if they could, they also not. I mean, I think you just don't want to feel like you're the person that, okay, my time is more important. But I feel like if I was in a relationship, if I understand that you're actually busy, I don't think you do. You would do. You're a petty queen. Right? You're petty as hell. I'm sure.
I'm actually thinking, yeah,
of course.
but then it's not like I'm trying to match. If I see that like you're making me do like all the work.
childish. That is not childish.
Okay. Oh.
Is that not childish? Do you or do you not match?
Yeah, I don't even mind whether it's childish. But then if I feel like, oh, before you even finish dropping the message, because I have that issue with this person. Because I'm like, I'm actually at work. I have something I'm doing.
But then
when I see your message pop up, I'm like, oh, it is you. You know that I don't like texting. I would rather not text for the rest of my life. But then when I see that it's your message that's come up, I will text immediately. And then you're not taking forever. I'm also going to I'm not now going to talk to you because let us not do this.
Yeah.
I'm investing too much and it's not being reciprocated. So let me not waste my beautiful time.
As a boyfriend, we speak a lot, as you know. Wait, me and Master speak a lot, isn't it? Like, she told me that when she addresses a situation, he's able to acknowledge it and he just moves on. Do you get what I mean?
I couldn't care less about your friend's boyfriend, this and that, blah, blah, blah.
Well, maybe you should chat to him a bit more.
How about this? Yeah, don't compare me. Like, I've had enough with your conversation with your friends talking about a sex life.
And she never stopped. She never stopped. Like, I understand that. Oh yeah, she's young. She's 23. But 23 is not 23. She's 23. But 23 is not 12.
I thought it was no.
23 is not 12. You should know, because we self growing up, you didn't even like when they're comparing you to your neighbor's child or something. So you know that comparison
23 is
sucks.
not you.
You're not young. You're not a child.
Like,
and then he's telling you, I don't even like you. Okay, let's just say you've not had an experience in relationship. Okay, so there's a thing you don't know. But then he's not telling you, I don't like it.
But just like even comparing your friends, like everybody knows that comparison is not
it's
great.
horrible. But then I think she's doing it because she wants to get under his skin so that he will change. You understand? Like, oh, see, I'll keep comparing this person to us. Like,
stop that. It's not great.
This needs to stop now. Deborah does this thing that I actually hate. Like, she loves comparing me to other people, other guys. Like, no one likes getting compared to other people. Like, why would you do it? I've had this conversation enough times. Honestly, just needs to stop. It pisses me off so much. Like,
is this quite an influential person in your life? Do they influence you? This friend?
Yeah, Max is my best friend, so we speak a lot about our relationship. I'm an open person. Like, I'm happy to speak about our sex life. I'm happy to speak about things that we do. Like, I'm happy.
And how does that make you feel, knowing that she's talking to this friend of hers?
it just sounds like my girlfriend's a chatty patty. I don't like girls that just be speaking too much. Like, I hear she's your friend, but when it comes to situations that's about myself, especially my family life, and then you're talking about
family life.
Yeah, family life.
What's that about your family?
Yeah, so let me just put some context into it. So she spoke about a situation between me and my mother.
Oh my gosh.
We've had a bit.
Are you actually going to bring up that situation?
Yeah, I'm going to bring it back up.
Okay.
So yeah, me and my mum, we have a bit of a, what did I say? Here and there relationship sort of thing. So she's gone to her friend Mansa and just told her about the situation. I'm thinking it has nothing to do with your friend.
I wasn't telling her, Denise, I wasn't telling her about the situation. I was just telling her how it was affecting me and Jamel. That's what I was saying.
And what advice did she give you?
She just said, like, that you're moving out soon. You know, it's just general chit chat. Like, why do you care about what conversation with Max are?
About general chit chat. Am I just?
It's genuine chit chat. You just need to understand that.
Am I? What? Are you the shade bar down?
Okay, that's childish. I literally do not see an issue with telling my best friend about my relationship. Like, it's what girls do. It's what we do. It's how we like to communicate. We like to share with our besties. Like,
about no now. Like, I've been in relationships. You know, I feel like there's a balance. Like, I feel like as you should tell your friends things. Just because I think you're doing one thing with one person, and I was that type of person. I don't used to really discuss like the integrity of my relationship. I feel like you should talk, because what if you're being led astray? Do you get?
Yeah,
so there's a balance, but you're not giving
that
details.
when you're in the relationship, a lot of things cloud.
Yes, your judgment, because then you're obsessed with this person.
Yeah,
but
other people,
that person's looking at you. Yes. So even if you're not telling you things that. So even if they are telling you you're not listening, but let it be that it was, at least you're seeing a different perspective, even if you don't agree. So I'm not saying you will give details.
That you shouldn't even bring
of
up.
course.
Like, why are you talking about his mom?
Because that doesn't affect you. It's their relationship. And it obviously...
And then even if it is something that affects you, it's very private. Do you understand? It's something
yes,
like, so you can deal with it.
My default is not really to share. I wouldn't share my ball. Yeah. So, This chicken, fine baby.
In this checkup, are you both, as they say, on the same page?
We're on the same page as we've been. We're always on the same page because all Paul cares about is if our finances have grown, if our savings has grown. Aside from that, if we're still arguing, nothing changes. Do you understand? If it's the point that I'm cleaning up the whole damn house, as well as having a 9 to 5 and a business, nothing's changed. He doesn't have an input in personal stuff. It's just about work. So if it's about working, then I understand, yeah, the review works.
So tell me, Paul, before you got involved with Shoma, how did you run your household?
Well, obviously, everything was self-sustainable, self-managed. However, at the end of the day, I think the question that you should be asking Choma is if she is getting into a relationship with a person like myself, I don't want to say bring it to the table, but...
What am I bringing to the table?
No, I'm not saying that you don't bring anything to the table. I'm saying you need to let her know that there's certain things that are expected when she's receiving, a certain frequency.
Okay,
So first of all, I contribute to the bills. I'm doing my own, I take care of myself. Of course he buys me things, but I'm going out to shop for myself. I'm also taking care of the home and him. Yeah, he might do most of the finance, but...
I think it is the stupidest question to move to somebody and then start asking them what they bring to the table. I don't know what I
figured that out before.
I don't know what else. It's a girl. When you move to me, I'll now be, what do you bring to the table? Why do you want me to be with you? But you saw me and you know what I can bring to that table before you came to me. Do you understand? So if you came and you're asking me out or whatever, and then you're saying, this girl has no contribution to my life or to my finances or to the, you will leave. The end. It doesn't even have to go that far. Not when we are now together. When you're the person that moved to me, please, it's a one question.
I'm bringing a lot to your life, and without me, you will be in deficit, you'll be lacking some things, okay? Let's not get confused, I work, okay? Paul does not finance me completely. Does that make sense? Yes, he earns significantly more than I do, but he doesn't finance me, all right? So if you're talking about me becoming a housewife, clearly, because you're talking about finances and me bringing something to the table, what's wrong with being a housewife? Was that the plan we had when we first met?
It's a genuine question.
I don't want to be a housewife. There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't want to be a housewife. I have a choice. Does that make sense? If I wanted to be a housewife, I would have become a housewife. That's what you keep pushing for me to do. That's not what I want to do, babe.
I understand risks in relationships. I understand you people not being on the same page. But when you bring up this kind of what's wrong with being a housewife, I feel like it's a fundamental issue that I don't think we can believe.
I don't understand.
Why would you say what is wrong with them, implying that you want me to be a housewife?
What if she also wants to be?
Did you know him? She doesn't.
Okay.
And he knows she doesn't.
Okay.
He's not saying what's wrong with
it.
Did she say that it is bad?
Bad, no.
You're trying to pin it on her. You want her to become a housewife and then you're not using it as it's not bad. That's why you're not a housewife bad. Is anything bad?
Okay? He used to clean his own house and change his sheets and cook for himself. We just moved in together 6 months ago, and all of a sudden that has now become my duty and mine alone. Bearing in mind, both of us are busy.
Now, with myself, I'm an earner.
Do you understand what's happening?
Yeah, yeah.
So he used to do all these things and she came in and it's changed. That's
Well,
why
how
when
it
some
is
people
with
come,
men, like,
when
like
some people
men.
come and then they're like, oh, don't you know this person that you're dating? They've been dating for like 3 years.
Yeah.
So they started living 6 months. So meaning they've been dating for 2.5 years. This thing was a shocker to her. Because she always knew him as, taking care of his own front, taking care of his home, cleaning, When she moved in, he just relegated all those duties to her. So what do you think about cohabiting before marriage?
I want to wait this.
What do you think?
No doubt. Is that what, no. I mean, I'm like, I was in a relationship, I was mostly a student, so, yeah. But it's, I don't know, I don't think so.
I think there is.
It's just from, I think it's just
person,
from
the Christian
yes.
point of view.
Yes. I think that's just it for me. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's something that is very, very necessary because you get to see a whole lot of.
There's actually a Christian couple that they just got married recently. They've actually been living together.
Like you get to see a whole different dimension. So when you people are dating, yes, you're going, you're visiting, but it's different from when you're living.
Weekends.
Yeah, you living with them. It's still not going to be the exact same thing when you marry, but then it is the closest you can get. So you learn
So
a
like,
different
before you get married to
dimension.
somebody, you will have want to leave the person for like how long?
This 6 months period is amazing, actually. If you ask me. It's not 1 month or 2. You see a lot. And then you now know whether, can I even go
Understand?
out?
I'll go out and I will come back and I'm bringing the bacon for real. Do you understand? If that's the case, and I'm able to provide for the both of us and kids in the future, from now, why would she stress herself being out, trying to earn the same thing that I already have? Sit down. Let's figure out something. I want to come home with a check and say, babe, how should we invest this?
And did you notice that things have changed now Shoma moved in?
That doesn't know what is going on. Is that how, when she now is telling us how we are going to invest it? Just what you say. He wants to go home, bring the bag, and then it's just her head that you'll be using.
Yeah.
I'm not like, if you're leaving her at home, cleaning the house.
No, she went to school now, so she's
No, that's what. So why
I'm
are
not
you not allowing
I'm
her
just
to
saying,
live to
like,
her full potential?
Me, all this working things, isn't it? Do you want to? If you have a husband that wants to be a
I
husband,
will walk. Because you're rendering yourself redundant, honestly. You're rendering yourself redundant because you're just sitting at home doing the same thing morning till night. You're not applying yourself in any way. Physical energy.
You'll be excited now. How's it?
That's what I say. Physical energy. Why? Why is that what I'm doing? What happened to my brain? Why am I not using that? No, but like I went to school, I did all this, and then I'm just.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, so you never contemplate being a housewife? No, just.
Wait, so asking me, I never contemplate. Amanda, do you contemplate being a housewife?
What I think, don't you feel like more? So someone can take care of all my bills. I won't be working.
Let me now.
Maybe you'll be working, but
let
at
me
a
now
different,
tell you
at a
that
different tempo.
when it is that, when that is what is, that is not what you're going to be doing. I think for me, I'm talking about myself. From what I have seen for myself, I will be really frustrated, and I will feel like you're taking something from me, and we don't need that in marriage.
But okay,
No, I never.
I don't know.
Maybe bringing, you're very rich and we can be bringing all the money, but then not my one
kobo. Let me just do that and do something.
end.
Maybe you will not be doing your work as a more relaxed
level.
maybe because your hobby is really boxed and it doesn't matter.
This is what it is, right? How can I put this? If let's say last client finished by like 9:30, so okay, whereabouts am I? The Bulgari, Knightsbridge, right? 10 minutes from home. So, Shoma works in the city, 20 minutes.
30 minutes.
20 minutes from home. So if she gets home, she finishes at 5 roughly, and she's home roughly, maybe not 5:30, traffic or that, maybe 6. And I get home 9:30. Have you made a plan? Don't you think it's a bit practical to kind of consider that your partner may be coming home? But wait, this is for you, Denise. Do you think that,
I like the way.
I think that this guy makes me laugh.
I like the way he left it hanging like.
This guy makes me laugh. Sometimes he's gonna put his hand and start laughing.
No, don't do it. Tell her that.
No, I'm not here to tell anyone, just so you understand. I'm here to listen.
You just agreed with what I said.
No, it's not a case of it. I said I understand. No, but just the way therapy works is you two discuss things and I'm an intermediary. So I don't...
That's not what's happening. What's happening is, if she comes up with a point, you're quick to say, yeah, Paul, what do you think about it? And then when you clearly agree with me on something, you're not asking her the same question. Right. What's going on?
So can I just say, bear with me, the reason I go to you with a question is because you're not being vocal. Shoma is being very vocal. You're being vocal now, but the reason I was bringing everything back to you was because you weren't being vocal. And it's great to hear that now you have got things to say, because that's why we're here, is it not?
What the hell? Like, are you trying to gang up on me on something? I'm paying for your service. You should serve it equally. Do you understand? Like, make it make sense.
It's interesting to see the way that you both react.
How would you even want to be in a relationship with this kind of person that undermines other people?
Yeah, like people that are just condescending to other people. I know this. I mean, like, just someone that's being generally condescending. Like, no, you're not. Like, it's so rude.
And let me tell you,
and it's low-key embarrassing.
And this is my life.
And you're
pompous.
pompous.
It has happened once. Okay,
wow, like
no, not me with somebody. God forbid. Okay. But then I'm saying like somebody that treats somebody some way, like somebody who treats somebody some way, and you're like, I don't like how
I don't
this
like
person treated
it,
this person.
Yeah.
But then you're like, oh no, but me, I'm special to this person. Sorry, to come back.
Okay, that kind of thing. Okay.
It's really
Okay.
come back. So don't think it's
If they are
because
just other people.
Yeah, that's just who they
They
are.
are.
But then some people have also mastered this art of being so nice to people outside, so they can think that is who they are.
Yeah.
But then they're just
They make
they're
it
just
look like you're
perfecting their
different.
mask.
And we enjoy being the exception.
It's not even about being
Is that when this
different.
kind of
these
situation
people,
go for
I'm
big
talking
step?
about a different scenario.
Yeah.
So when they are with maybe gardeners, they are with chalets, they are with gatesmen, they are very nice.
Yeah.
They put on this whole facade, and then this person is like, oh, he's such a nice person, but inside
Yep.
you're a totally different person.
Yep.
So like look at how they treat every single person, not just the lowly, the high. There's some people that whenever they see people that they feel that are higher than them,
Yeah.
they are all so nice,
Nice,
they
yeah,
are
of
so
course.
chatty. So I think this is something that maybe
The guy, if he's not generally
if it's not
if-
treated, then
if
it's
this
something
is
that you
real,
should watch out for.
Yeah, and it's like okay embarrassing because they're actually
I'll be
like
irritated.
It's like every time I say something, he always has a rebuttal. Like, you never acknowledge what you do. You're late,
What, and you
you're
do?
childish, you take 2 hours to respond to my messages, and you have an issue with the conversation that I have with my friends.
How would you like him to change in the way that he deals with you? What would you like to see different?
Okay, I would like for Jamal to actually listen to me when I speak, for one. I would like you to take accountability and try and fix the things that I point out, because it's small things, it's very tiny, and I feel like we could move past it if you just accept the fact that sometimes you can be childish, yeah, and sometimes you're late. That's it.
Is there anything that you would respond to with regards
Most
to
certainly,
Deborah?
I feel like just do not compare me. Like no one likes being compared. How would you like if I compared you to one of my best friends?
Well, if you were behaving, then maybe I wouldn't be comparing you to other people.
Wait, are you my mum?
There's things that you do that I don't like, and I just want to seek advice from my friends. And when she told me what her boyfriend's doing, is even raising the bar even higher, because you can do that too.
So your friend has a boyfriend that you compare. Do you compare?
We're of the same age range. Her boyfriend is about his age as well. There's certain things that he's doing for her, like taking her out weekly, you know, buying her gifts, all these sort of things. I'm gonna look at my...
how does she think this is right? Why does she not now go and date her friend's boyfriend? Is this normal?
Who has issues?
This has to be scripted, because how does this make sense?
No, because you know some people are like vocal about what they want. And then she's like, I want you to do these things, I'm not doing it, and I'm seeing my friend.
Wow.
It's her own boyfriend doing
Wow.
all these things. Do you understand?
I mean, you can say it without mentioning my friend's boyfriend. You can actually do
No,
that.
she wants
Just
to
be like, I want you
practical
to.
example. Not when she said that I think you should be. I think you guys should chat more. I think you should chat more. Oh my god.
relationship as well and evaluate it. That's just it. And I'm just bringing it to Jamal, and hopefully he can work on it. It's not that. What I really like about Mansa's boyfriend is that he's proactive. He doesn't have to be told what to do. If Mansa wants gifts, if Mansa wants the meal, he's already on it before she has to say. And Jamal really needs to take a leaf out of his book.
Does Jamal ever buy you gifts?
This can be real.
Ask her.
I mean, at the beginning of the relationship, in fact, no, before we got together, actually, he did buy me gifts. But now it's definitely dropped. I don't really get much. Even like flowers or like chocolate, you know.
Is that a problem for you?
Yeah, 100%. I love gifts, and that's just like my love language, and Jamal knows that. So at the start of the relationship, me and Jamal went on so many dates. He was treating me like a princess.
Love language.
No, let me tell you why it's different. So somebody's coming at you. They want to get your attention.
Oh god.
No, listen, let me finish talking, then you can now say what you're making. So somebody's coming at you, they want to get your attention. And then they are doing these things at a high intensity because they are trying to bag you. That is why they are there, to get you. So when you, I'm 100%.
I mean,
now.
we understand that the girl is generally the one
No,
that is
I'm not even saying about this girl being problematic now. Or you thinking that because I like Jamil, right? No, calm down. I say allow me to finish. When you eventually get this person, then it has to be. It's not just you chasing now. We are together. So what are you now doing for me? Because I'm not here to serve you.
But I thought the same people that like, the energy you came with, the energy that you should maintain.
And then let us be realistic now. Amanda, the way you I want to give one stupid maybe but like the way you're sending application when you're jobless is not the same way you're going to be sending if you want to change.
But you're not working now. I'm not working.
Yeah, so you people are now together. It's not more. They're not now trying to get your attention. They have it, so it's going to drop. Definitely. That's when being realistic comes in. Yes, we want it though. We want it to be like that as they're checking, but they cannot be checking it forever now, my G. What's up? This is for two of you to come together now. He will still be doing what he did.
Yes.
Because you cannot now come and tell me that. And she's saying, yes, she still receives this, but not at that intensity. Being real, you cannot be receiving at that intensity. He was trying to get your attention. Then if you're not inside, and then this is not what you want, you did. But they were together for 1 year, so why? No one thing to say.
Nothing. I don't have anything to say. Me, I just feel like people should maintain energies, because that was what now made you agree. Like maybe you should not start what you cannot keep. You cannot keep up with. There's that part too.
Definitely.
So if you were buying her gifts, I should not think, oh, this is
but
what
then you don't give
you
this money.
And
then
did
you
I
know
send him?
who
Abi, did she send him?
Amanda. I need us to be realistic. We're going to be talking
I
about
know.
because we are women. But then this person here, what does he do? He's a personal trainer.
Maybe she don't
And do you know who
buy
this
her
girl?
so many gifts at the beginning.
You have not finished listening to this girl. This girl wants
Listen to
LV
this.
bags. She
Yeah,
wants
you
designer.
woman.
She wants designer bags.
Okay, let's hear.
She wants Prada bucket hats.
You know,
And this is somebody that is doing a fitness training job. Where you're not inside, you understand where things are, and he still gifts you.
Just not.
Do you want him to start taking people's organs?
We were going out on dates, he was buying me gifts, you know, we were spending a lot of quality time together. But now, Jamal is the complete opposite. He's completely fallen off, and it's like he doesn't care.
Like, Deborah's love language is a bit confusing sometimes. Me personally, I think it's
After she said it's quality time. Why not
No,
your
she's
quality
not the one
time?
that said
She thought she did.
Okay, she did.
Yeah,
She
she
said
said
that
because I still only
She
one
said
supposed to do it.
But I agree with that. I think all of them for my love language. All of them. I like all. Yeah, I wouldn't give everyone there. I can give every. The only one I don't like very well is act of service. I don't like to work for anybody. I don't like to work. And I have my own work. I will give quality time. I will give quality time, guy. I will give quality time. What the hell? I just don't want. I don't. Can you stop? I will give, guy. I will make time. I don't give. I might date you. Why would I be giving you quality time? Why am I giving the person I'm dating? The only one I don't like to do is I don't like to labor. I don't want to be doing somebody else's work. Me, I'm lazy. Do your work. Act of service.
So that is what giving all.
It's my list. So I thought the people will do 20, 40% act of service or 30. I better not come and be stressing me. But yeah. It's confusing.
Both of them at the same time, but one thing is.
What did he say again?
Me personally, I think it's.
She watch you like 1 minute it's giving gifts, next minute it's quality time. Like, I understand it could be both of them at the same time, but one thing is always outweighing the other. I don't mind it, but I'd rather like go towards the quality time right now, obviously because of my personal things I'm doing.
That's finished. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. This was fun. This was like okay. So in conclusion,
Yeah.
obviously Chioma seems to be the one. I don't even know. We're leaning more towards Chioma in the first couple. We're leaning more towards Jamal. But there's some things that I'm kind of. I mean, she's actually the one that's been a very childish. Godfrey, like she's been childish, right? What's her name? Deborah. She's been childish, but like I'm seeing some of her points, but I just feel like she doesn't know how to adjust situations. Instead of comparing, you can just be like, I want you to be doing this. Not like I mean, even if you're comparing, you're not telling me you're comparing.
Yeah, that doesn't.
So anyway, fun. I mean, I've never watched. So maybe I'll watch maybe watch it to other episodes. And I don't know. Maybe I don't want to say anything. Let me never say it because we may not keep up. So yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Ogo.
Yeah, I did enjoy.
We've had a long day. We've had a freaking long day. I'm happy we did this, and I hope I'm able to figure. I don't know if I should say this part, but figure out the editing because this reaction video is editing my first time. So anything when I see, people should take it. Thank you so much, guys. Like my video, comment, subscribe. Comment, subscribe. Go watch Blue Therapy if you want to. There's going to be more episodes, and thank you, guys. Bye.
Share,
Peace. Share as well. Mwah.